You are exactly where you need to be right now. This very moment, this very second that you're hearing these words is not an accident. There are no accidents in this universe. Everything that comes into your life comes at precisely the right time, and when your soul is ready to receive it, the teacher appears. When your soul is ready to learn, the lesson shows up. When your soul is ready to transform, the message finds you. Right now, something inside you stirred. Something made you stop and listen. That's your soul speaking to you. That's the part of you that knows there's more to life than what you've been experiencing. That's the part of you that's been waiting, preparing, getting ready for this moment of awakening. And now you're here, and that's beautiful. You see, most people go through life asleep. They're walking around, going through the motions, doing what they think they're supposed to do, living lives that someone else designed for them. They wake up, go to work, come home, watch television, go to sleep, and do it all over again. They're waiting for the weekend. They're waiting for vacation. They're waiting for retirement. They're waiting for life to begin, not realizing that life is happening right now, in this very moment. But you're different. The fact that you're here, the fact that something drew you to these words, tells me that your soul is stirring. Your soul is saying, there's got to be more than this. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a purpose to my existence, beyond just paying bills and getting through the day. And your soul is absolutely right. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Let that sink in for a moment. You are not your body. You are not your job title. You are not your bank account. You are not the roles you play or the labels that society has put on you. You are an infinite, eternal spiritual being, temporarily housed in this physical form, here on this earth school to learn, to grow, to expand, and to remember who you truly are. When you came into this world, you came from a place of pure love, pure light, pure possibility. You were connected to the source of all creation. You were one with everything. And then something happened. You started to forget. Society started to condition you. Your parents, with all their love and good intentions, started to tell you who you should be. Your teachers told you what you should learn. Your peers told you how you should act. And slowly, layer by layer, you covered up that magnificent spiritual being with fear, with doubt, with limiting beliefs, with other people's opinions. But here's the beautiful thing. That spiritual being is still there. It never went anywhere. It's just been covered up. And when your soul is ready, when you've had enough of living someone else's life, when you've had enough of the pain, the struggle, the feeling that something is missing, that's when the awakening begins. That's when messages like this one find their way to you. You might be going through a difficult time right now. Maybe you've lost someone you love. Maybe you've lost a job. Maybe a relationship has ended. Maybe you're dealing with health challenges. Maybe you're just feeling lost, confused, wondering what your purpose is, wondering why you're here. If any of this resonates with you, I want you to know something very important. This is not happening to you. This is happening for you. Every challenge, every obstacle, every painful experience you've ever had has been preparing you for this moment. All of those experiences were necessary. They were teaching you. They were shaping you. They were getting you ready to step into the person you're meant to become. The caterpillar must go through the darkness of the cocoon before it can emerge as a butterfly. And you, right now, might be in that cocoon. You might be in that dark place, wondering if you'll ever see the light again. But I promise you, transformation is happening. Your soul is ready. Your wings are forming. Here's what I know to be true. You are not your past. You are not the mistakes you've made. You are not the failures you've experienced. You are not the pain that's been inflicted upon you. All of that was part of the human experience, but it's not who you are. Who you are is the observer of all those experiences. Who you are is the consciousness that's aware of them. And that consciousness, that awareness, that's the real you. That's your soul. And your soul cannot be damaged. It cannot be diminished. It cannot be destroyed. Your soul is perfect, whole and complete right now. It always has been, and it always will be. The only thing that's been blocking you from experiencing this truth is your thinking. It's the thoughts you've been thinking, the beliefs you've been believing, the stories you've been telling yourself about who you are and what's possible for you. But thoughts can be changed. Beliefs can be transformed. Stories can be rewritten. And that's the beautiful news. You don't have to stay stuck where you are. You don't have to keep repeating the same patterns, making the same mistakes, living the same limited life. You have the power right now, in this moment, to choose differently. You have the power to choose love over fear. You have the power to choose faith over doubt. You have the power to choose possibility over limitation. You have the power to choose growth over stagnation. And when you make these choices, when you align your thinking with your soul's truth, miracles begin to happen. Now, I'm not talking about magic tricks or fantasy. I'm talking about real, tangible changes in your life. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you shift your perspective from why is this happening to me to what is this teaching me, everything transforms. When you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being a creator of your reality, your whole world shifts. You see, the universe is not random, it's not chaotic. It's organized by laws, by principles that are as reliable as gravity. One of these laws is the law of attraction. What you focus on expands. What you think about, you bring about. Where your attention goes, energy flows. This isn't wishful thinking. This isn't positive affirmation, mumbo jumbo. This is a fundamental truth about how consciousness works. If you focus on what's wrong in your life, you'll get more of what's wrong. If you focus on lack, you'll experience more lack. If you focus on problems, you'll encounter more problems. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because your focus is literally creating your experience of reality. Your perception is your reality. But the opposite is also true. If you focus on gratitude, you'll find more things to be grateful for. If you focus on abundance, you'll notice abundance all around you. If you focus on solutions, solutions will appear. If you focus on love, love will multiply in your life. Your soul knows this truth. Your soul has always known it. That's why when you're aligned with your soul, when you're living from that place of truth and authenticity, life flows. Things work out, doors open, opportunities appear. The right people show up at the right time. Synchronicities happen. You've probably experienced this before. Think about a time when you were so excited about something, so passionate, so aligned with what you were doing that everything just seemed to click. Time flew by. Things came easily. You were in the flow. That's what it feels like to be aligned with your soul. That's what it feels like to be living your purpose. And your purpose isn't some grand, complex thing that you have to search the ends of the earth to find. Your purpose is simple. Your purpose is to be you. Your authentic, true, real you. Not the version of you that you think you should be. Not the version that your parents wanted you to be. Not the version that society expects you to be. The real you. The you that you are when nobody's watching. The you that your soul came here to express. When you're being authentically you, when you're expressing your unique gifts and talents, when you're following your heart, when you're doing what brings you joy, that's when you're fulfilling your purpose. And here's the beautiful thing. When you're living your purpose, when you're being authentically you, you automatically serve others. You automatically make the world a better place because your unique gifts are exactly what the world needs. There's nobody else on this planet who has your exact combination of experiences, talents, perspectives, and abilities. Nobody else can do what you can do in the way that you can do it. You are absolutely unique and necessary. The world needs you to show up as you, not as a pale imitation of someone else, not as a watered-down version of yourself, but as the full, radiant, magnificent being that you truly are. But here's where it gets challenging. To be authentically you, you have to let go of who you think you should be. You have to let go of the expectations. You have to let go of the need for approval. You have to let go of the fear of judgment. You have to let go of trying to fit in, trying to be normal, trying to be like everyone else. And that's scary. That's really scary. Because we're hardwired for connection. We're tribal beings. Our survival used to depend on being part of the group. So we have this primal fear of being rejected, of being cast out, of being alone. And that fear keeps us small. That fear keeps us playing safe. That fear keeps us living lives that aren't really ours. But your soul doesn't care about fitting in. Your soul doesn't care about being normal. Your soul doesn't care about what other people think. Your soul only cares about growth, expansion, love, and authentic expression. And when your soul is ready, it starts to override that fear. When your soul is ready, you start to care more about being true to yourself than about pleasing others. When your soul is ready, you start to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone, to do things that scare you but excite you at the same time. This is the awakening. This is what's happening to you right now. Your soul is ready. It's been ready for a while, actually. It's been whispering to you, sending you signs, creating situations that nudge you toward your truth. And now, here you are listening. Here you are paying attention. Here you are, ready to step into the next chapter of your life. So what do you do now? How do you move forward from here? Let me share some simple truths that can guide you. First, trust yourself. Trust that inner voice. Trust your intuition. Your soul speaks to you through your feelings, through your gut instincts, through those moments of knowing that you can't quite explain. When something feels right, when something lights you up, when something makes your heart sing, that's your soul saying yes. Follow that. Even if it doesn't make logical sense, even if you can't see the whole path, even if other people think you're crazy. Trust yourself. Second, let go of the need to control everything. The universe has a plan for you that's far greater than anything your limited human mind could conceive. When you try to control every detail, when you insist that things happen in a certain way on a certain timeline, you actually block the flow of miracles. Instead, set your intention, be clear about what you want to create and who you want to become. And then surrender the how and the when to the universe. Do your part. Take inspired action, but let go of the outcome. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. Third, practice gratitude. Make it a daily habit. When you wake up in the morning, before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe you're grateful for the comfortable bed you slept in. Maybe you're grateful for the sunshine coming through your window. Maybe you're grateful for the fact that you have another day to live, to grow, to experience life. This simple practice shifts your energy. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. And when you appreciate what you have, you attract more to appreciate. Fourth, forgive. Forgive everyone who has ever hurt you. Forgive your parents for their mistakes. Forgive your ex-partners for their betrayals. Forgive your friends for their disappointments. Forgive your enemies for their attacks. And most importantly, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made, for the people you've hurt, for the opportunities you've missed, for the ways you've betrayed yourself. Forgiveness doesn't mean what happened was okay. It means you're no longer willing to carry the weight of it. It means you're choosing freedom over resentment. It means you're choosing love over fear. When you forgive, you break the chains that have been keeping you trapped in the past. You free up energy that's been stuck in old wounds and old stories. You create space for new experiences, new relationships, new possibilities. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful spiritual practices you can engage in. It's not easy, but it's absolutely necessary if you want to live a free, joyful, authentic life. Fifth, be present. Stop living in the past. Stop worrying about the future. The only moment you truly have is this one right now. This moment is where life happens. This moment is where your power is. This moment is where your soul exists. When you're fully present, fully aware, fully engaged with what's happening right now, you experience life in all its richness, all its beauty, all its magnificence. So often we miss the miracles that are happening all around us because we're lost in thought. We're replaying yesterday's conversations. We're rehearsing tomorrow's presentations. We're planning next week's schedule. Meanwhile, life is passing us by. The sunset is happening. The bird is singing. The child is laughing. The flower is blooming. And we're missing it all because we're not here. Come back to now. Breathe. Feel your body. Notice your surroundings. Be here. This is where the magic happens. This is where your soul lives. This is where transformation occurs. Sixth, surround yourself with people who lift you up. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're spending time with negative, fearful, limited people, that energy will rub off on you. If you're spending time with positive, courageous, expansive people, that energy will inspire you. Choose wisely. Protect your energy. It's okay to outgrow friendships. It's okay to distance yourself from family members who bring you down. It's okay to prioritize your growth and your well-being. This doesn't mean you stop loving people. It just means you love yourself enough to not allow their negativity to dim your light. You can love people from a distance. You can wish them well without being in constant contact. You can honor the role they played in your life while acknowledging that you're moving in different directions now. And as you let go of relationships that no longer serve you, you create space for new relationships that align with who you're becoming. You'll attract people who are on the same wavelength, who are also growing, who are also awakening, who are also committed to living authentically. These soul connections are incredibly powerful and supportive. Seventh, take care of your body. Your body is the temple that houses your soul. It's the vehicle through which you experience this physical reality. Treat it with respect. Feed it nourishing food. Give it regular movement. Allow it adequate rest. Listen to what it needs. Your body is always communicating with you. Pain is a message, fatigue is a message, illness is a message. Instead of fighting against your body or ignoring its signals, work with it, partner with it, honor it. When you take care of your physical health, everything else improves. Your mental clarity increases. Your emotional stability strengthens. Your spiritual connection deepens. You have more energy to pursue your dreams. You have more capacity to serve others. You have more vitality to enjoy life. Eighth, develop a spiritual practice. This doesn't mean you have to join a religion or follow a specific doctrine. It simply means creating regular time and space to connect with your soul, with Source, with the infinite intelligence that creates and sustains all life. This might look like meditation, prayer, time in nature, journaling, yoga, or any other practice that helps you quiet your mind and tune into your inner wisdom. Consistency is more important than duration. Even just 5 or 10 minutes a day of quiet contemplation can transform your life. In those moments of stillness, you remember who you are. You reconnect with your truth. You receive guidance. You find peace. You access clarity. You restore your energy. Make this a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, just like brushing your teeth. Ninth, live with intention. Stop sleepwalking through life. Start making conscious choices. Before you say yes to something, ask yourself, does this align with my values? Does this support my growth? Does this bring me joy? Does this contribute to my purpose? Learn to say no to things that don't serve you, even if they're good things, even if other people want you to do them. Your time and energy are finite. Spend them wisely. Set clear intentions for how you want to show up in the world. How do you want to treat people? What kind of energy do you want to bring into your interactions? What legacy do you want to leave? When you live with intention, every action becomes meaningful. Every moment becomes sacred. Every day becomes an opportunity to create the life you truly want. 10th, embrace uncertainty. Life is unpredictable. Things change. Plans fall apart. Unexpected things happen, and that's okay. In fact, that's more than okay. That's where the growth happens. That's where the magic happens. That's where life happens. When you try to control everything, when you need everything to be certain and secure before you move forward, you miss out on so much possibility. The universe cannot deliver anything new to you if you're clinging tightly to what is. You have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to step into the unknown. You have to be willing to trust that even though you can't see the whole staircase, the next step will appear when you need it. Faith isn't about knowing what's going to happen. Faith is about trusting that whatever happens, you'll be okay. You'll handle it. You'll grow from it. You'll find your way. Your soul is ready for this. Your soul is ready to stop playing small. Your soul is ready to stop hiding. Your soul is ready to stop pretending. Your soul is ready to shine. Your soul is ready to love without holding back. Your soul is ready to create without fearing failure. Your soul is ready to live without waiting for permission. You don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. You don't need anyone's approval to follow your dreams. You don't need anyone's validation to know your worth. You are already enough. You have always been enough. You will always be enough. The only person who needs to believe in you is you. And I know it's not always easy. I know there will be days when you doubt yourself. Days when you feel like giving up. Days when the old patterns and fears come rushing back. That's normal. That's part of the process. Growth isn't linear. It's not a straight line from where you are to where you want to be. It's a spiral. Sometimes you'll feel like you're going backward, like you're revisiting old issues, like you're not making progress, but you are. Each time you come around to a familiar challenge, you're coming to it from a higher level of consciousness. You're seeing it differently. You're responding to it differently. You're learning something new. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. You're doing the best you can with what you know in this moment. And as you learn more, as you grow more, as you remember more of who you truly are, you'll do better. That's all any of us can do. Just keep showing up. Keep trying. Keep choosing love over fear. Keep choosing growth over comfort. Keep choosing truth over pretense. And remember, you're not alone in this. You might feel alone sometimes. You might feel like nobody understands what you're going through, but you're part of something much bigger than yourself. You're part of a collective awakening that's happening all over the world. Millions of people are waking up right now. Millions of people are questioning the old ways. Millions of people are choosing to live more consciously, more authentically, more lovingly. You're part of this movement. And every time you choose to be more you, Every time you choose to live from your soul instead of from your fear, you contribute to the collective awakening. You make it easier for others to do the same. You become a light that shows others the way. You become an example of what's possible. You become a catalyst for change. This is your calling. This is why your soul brought you here. This is why these words found you at exactly the right time. Because your soul is ready. Your soul is ready to step into your power. Your soul is ready to claim your birthright as a divine, creative, infinite being. Your soul is ready to stop settling for mediocrity and start creating magnificence. What you do next is up to you. You can hear these words and go back to your old life, your old patterns, your old ways of being. Or you can choose to act. You can choose to take one small step today toward the life your soul is calling you to live. It doesn't have to be a huge step. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be as simple as deciding to think one new thought, to try one new behavior, to take one small risk. Maybe you finally have that conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe you sign up for that class you've been curious about. Maybe you start that creative project you've been dreaming of. Maybe you end that relationship that's been draining you. Maybe you apply for that job that excites you. Maybe you book that trip you've been wanting to take. Maybe you simply sit in silence for 10 minutes and listen to what your soul has to say. Whatever it is, do something. Take action. Because inspiration without action is just entertainment. Information without implementation is just theory. You can know all the spiritual truths in the world, but if you don't apply them, if you don't live them, they're worthless. Your soul doesn't want you to just understand these concepts intellectually. Your soul wants you to embody them. Your soul wants you to become them. Your soul wants you to live them. And when you do, when you start living from your soul instead of from your fear, everything changes. Your relationships become more authentic and fulfilling. Your work becomes more meaningful and rewarding. Your health improves. Your energy increases. Your joy expands. Your life becomes an expression of who you truly are rather than a performance of who you think you should be. You start to experience synchronicities. You start to notice that when you need something, it appears. When you need an answer, it comes. When you need help, someone shows up. The universe starts to support you in ways that seem miraculous, but are actually just the natural result of being aligned with your soul, with Source, with the flow of life. You start to feel a sense of peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances. You can be peaceful even when things around you are chaotic. You can be joyful even when challenges arise. You can be loving even when others are fearful, because you're rooted in something deeper than the surface level of life. You're rooted in your soul. You're rooted in truth. You're rooted in the eternal, unchanging essence of who you are. This is the gift that awaits you. This is what's on the other side of the awakening. This is what your soul has been calling you toward all along. And now, in this moment, the call is getting louder. The pull is getting stronger. The time is now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when circumstances are perfect. Now, your soul is ready. The question is, are you willing to listen? Are you willing to trust? Are you willing to take the leap? Are you willing to let go of the familiar and step into the unknown? Are you willing to release who you've been to become who you're meant to be? I believe you are. I believe that's why you're here. I believe your soul orchestrated this moment. I believe you're ready for the next chapter. Even if you don't feel ready, even if you're scared, even if you don't know how it's all going to work out, your soul knows. Your soul has always known. Your soul has been patiently waiting for this moment when you would finally be ready to hear its whispers, to heed its call, to follow its guidance. So take a breath, feel into your body. Notice what you're feeling right now. Is there excitement? Is there fear? Is there resistance? Is there hope? Whatever you're feeling, it's okay. Allow it. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it. Just notice it. Because awareness is the first step to transformation. And then, when you're ready, make a decision. Decide that you're going to start listening to your soul. Decide that you're going to start honoring your truth. Decide that you're going to start living authentically. Decide that you're going to start creating the life you came here to live. It's just a decision, a simple choice, but it's the most important choice you'll ever make. Because from that decision, everything else flows. From that decision, your whole life begins to reorganize itself. From that decision, you activate forces and energies and possibilities that have been dormant, waiting for you to claim them. From that decision, you become a conscious creator rather than an unconscious reactor. You are so much more powerful than you realize. You are so much more capable than you believe. You are so much more magnificent than you've been taught. And it's time for you to remember this. It's time for you to reclaim this. It's time for you to embody this. Your soul is ready. This message found you because your soul is ready. And now it's time for you to step forward, to rise up, to shine your light, to be who you came here to be. The world needs you. The world needs your unique gifts. The world needs your authentic expression. The world needs you to stop playing small and start being great. Not great in the sense of being better than others. Great in the sense of being fully yourself, fully alive, fully awake, fully present, fully engaged with this beautiful, mysterious, sacred experience called life. That's the greatness your soul is calling you to. That's the magnificence that's your birthright. That's the truth of who you are. And so I want to leave you with this. You are exactly where you need to be. Everything that's happened in your life has led you to this moment. Everything you've experienced, everything you've learned, everything you've overcome, it's all been preparing you. You are ready. Your soul is ready. And the universe is ready to support you in ways you can't even begin to fathom. All you have to do is say yes. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to your soul. Say yes to your truth. Say yes to your life. Say yes to love. Say yes to growth. Say yes to possibility. Say yes to miracles. Just say yes. And then watch what happens. Watch how your life begins to transform. Watch how doors begin to open. Watch how your path begins to illuminate. Watch how everything you need begins to appear. This is not the end. This is the beginning. This is your awakening. This is your invitation. This is your moment. Your soul is ready. Are you? Right now, at this very moment, the universe is speaking directly to you, not to someone else, not to the person sitting next to you, to you. And the message is simple yet profound. You are exactly where you need to be to become who you're meant to be. Everything that has happened in your life, every struggle, every disappointment, every moment of joy has been preparing you for this exact moment. You see, the universe doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't send random events into your life just to torture you or confuse you. Every single thing that shows up in your experience is a teacher, a guide, a signpost pointing you toward your highest self. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You might be saying, wait a minute, if I'm exactly where I need to be, then why do I feel so stuck? Why do I feel so lost? Why does my life look nothing like what I dreamed it would be? And that's exactly the point. That feeling, that discomfort, that restlessness inside of you, that's not a sign that you're failing. That's the universe nudging you, pushing you, sometimes even shoving you toward your true purpose. The universe is saying, wake up, pay attention. There's more for you than this. You have to understand something fundamental about how life works. You didn't come here to this planet to simply exist, to just get by, to survive. You came here with a purpose, with gifts that only you possess, with a unique way of seeing the world that no one else has. And when you're not living in alignment with that purpose, when you're not expressing those gifts, your soul knows it, your inner being knows it. And it creates discomfort. It creates that nagging feeling that there must be something more. So many people spend their entire lives trying to quiet that voice. They try to drown it out with distractions, with busyness, with other people's opinions about who they should be and what they should do. They take jobs they hate because someone told them it was the practical thing to do. They stay in relationships that drain them because they're afraid of being alone. They abandon their dreams because someone laughed at them or told them it was impossible. And all the while, that voice inside keeps whispering, keeps calling, keeps reminding them of who they really are. But here's what I want you to know. That voice, that inner knowing, that's the universe speaking through you. That's your higher self trying to get your attention. And it will never give up on you. Never. It doesn't matter how many wrong turns you've taken. It doesn't matter how many times you've ignored it. It doesn't matter how old you are or what your circumstances look like right now. That voice will keep calling you home to yourself until the day you finally listen. And the beautiful thing is, you're listening right now. The fact that you're here, the fact that you're open to this message, that's not an accident. The universe has been working behind the scenes, orchestrating events, arranging circumstances, bringing people into your life and taking others out, all to bring you to this exact moment. This is your wake-up call. This is your invitation to step into the life you were born to live. Now, let me tell you something about the universe that most people don't understand. The universe is not some distant, cold, uncaring force. The universe is alive. It's conscious. It's intelligent beyond measure, and it loves you. Not in some abstract philosophical way, but in a real, tangible, personal way. The universe wants you to succeed. It wants you to be happy. It wants you to fulfill your purpose. And it's constantly sending you messages, giving you signs, opening doors for you if you're willing to see them. Think about your life right now. Think about the challenges you're facing. I promise you, hidden within those challenges are the exact lessons you need to learn to move to the next level of your growth. The universe doesn't send you obstacles to punish you. It sends you obstacles to strengthen you, to teach you, to prepare you for what's coming. Every difficult person in your life is teaching you patience or boundaries or self-love. Every financial struggle is teaching you about abundance, consciousness, or resourcefulness or faith. Every health challenge is teaching you to honor your body or to slow down or to appreciate the gift of life itself. But here's the key. You have to shift your perspective. You have to stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances and start seeing yourself as a student of life. When something difficult happens, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" start asking, "What is this teaching me? What is the universe trying to show me right now?" That simple shift in perspective changes everything. It transforms you from being powerless to being powerful. It transforms your life from being a series of random events to being a meaningful journey of growth and expansion. And I want you to understand something else. The universe speaks to you in many different ways. Sometimes it speaks through people. Have you ever noticed how the same message keeps showing up from different people? Maybe 3 different people in 1 week tell you that you should write a book or start a business or move to a new city. That's not a coincidence. That's the universe using other people as messengers to get through to you. Sometimes the universe speaks through what we call coincidences or synchronicities. You think of someone you haven't spoken to in years, and then the phone rings and it's them. You need help with something, and the perfect person shows up at exactly the right time. You're facing a decision, and you randomly open a book to a page that contains the exact answer you need. These aren't accidents. These are the universe's way of showing you that you're connected to something much larger than yourself, that you're being guided, that you're not alone. Sometimes the universe speaks through your intuition, through that gut feeling that tells you to turn left instead of right, to say yes to this opportunity and no to that one, to trust this person but be careful with that one. Your intuition is your direct line to universal wisdom. It's your inner GPS system, and it's always working, always sending you signals, but you have to learn to listen to it. You have to learn to trust it, even when it doesn't make logical sense, even when everyone around you is telling you something different. And sometimes the universe speaks through what looks like failure or loss. You don't get the job you wanted, a relationship ends, a business fails, a door slams shut in your face, and in the moment it feels terrible, it feels like rejection, it feels like punishment. But I'm here to tell you that the universe never closes a door without opening a window. Sometimes it has to remove something from your life to make room for something better. Sometimes it has to break your heart open so that more light can get in. Sometimes it has to take you through the darkness so you can truly appreciate the light. Think about some of the worst things that have happened to you in your life. Now, with the benefit of hindsight, can you see how those experiences shaped you? Can you see how they made you stronger, wiser, more compassionate? Can you see how they led you to people or opportunities that you never would have encountered otherwise? What felt like the end of the world at the time was actually the beginning of a new chapter. What felt like a curse was actually a blessing in disguise. This is why I'm telling you that the universe just sent you this exact message. Because right now, wherever you are in your life, whatever you're going through, the universe is working in your favor. It's not against you, it's for you, always. And when you truly understand this, when you truly believe this, everything changes. You stop resisting life and start flowing with it. You stop fighting against the current and start letting the river carry you where you need to go. But let me be clear about something. Understanding that the universe is working in your favor doesn't mean you just sit back and wait for good things to happen. It doesn't mean you become passive or lazy. No. It means you become an active co-creator with the universe. It means you set intentions, you take inspired action, you show up every day and do the work, but you do it from a place of trust rather than from a place of fear. You do it knowing that the universe has your back, that you're being guided, that you're being supported every step of the way. So many people are trying to force their lives to happen. They're pushing and striving and struggling, trying to make things work through sheer willpower. And while there's nothing wrong with effort and dedication, when it comes from a place of fear, when it comes from a belief that you're alone in this and that everything depends on you, it's exhausting. It's draining. And often, it doesn't work because you're working against the natural flow of the universe instead of working with it. Think of it this way. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to check on its progress. You don't stand over it and worry and stress about whether it's growing. You plant the seed, you water it, you make sure it has sunlight, and then you trust. You trust that nature knows what to do. You trust that the seed has everything it needs within itself to become a mighty tree. You trust the process. Your life works the same way. You set your intentions. You take action toward your goals. You develop your skills and abilities, and then you trust. You trust that the universe is working behind the scenes, arranging circumstances, bringing opportunities, opening doors. You trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. You trust that you're being guided to exactly where you need to be. And here's what happens when you live this way. You become magnetic. You start attracting the right people, the right opportunities, the right circumstances into your life. Things start flowing more easily. Doors start opening that you didn't even know existed. People start showing up to help you. Resources start appearing exactly when you need them. And this isn't magic, although it might seem like it. It's simply you aligning yourself with the natural flow of the universe. You see, the universe operates on certain principles, certain laws that are as reliable as the law of gravity. One of those laws is the law of attraction. Like attracts like. Whatever you're vibrating at, whatever frequency you're on, that's what you attract into your life. When you're vibrating at the frequency of fear, doubt, and lack, you attract more things to be fearful about, more reasons to doubt yourself, more experiences of lack. But when you shift your vibration to faith, trust, and abundance, when you start seeing yourself as worthy and deserving and supported by the universe, you attract experiences that match that frequency. Now, I'm not saying this is always easy. I'm not saying you just think positive thoughts and all your problems disappear. That's not how it works. What I am saying is that you have more power than you realize. You have the power to choose your thoughts. You have the power to choose your perspective. You have the power to choose how you respond to what life brings you. And those choices, those decisions you make moment by moment, day by day, those are what create your reality. Let me ask you something. What story are you telling yourself about your life? Are you telling yourself that life is hard, that nothing ever works out for you, that you're unlucky, that good things happen to other people but not to you? Because if that's the story you're telling yourself, then that's the life you're going to create. Your subconscious mind is always listening to the story you tell, and it works tirelessly to make that story come true. But what if you changed the story? What if you started telling yourself that you're blessed, that you're guided, that you're supported, that everything always works out for your highest good? What if you started looking for evidence of the universe working in your favor instead of looking for evidence that life is against you? Because I promise you, whatever you look for, you'll find. If you look for problems, you'll see problems everywhere. If you look for miracles, you'll see miracles everywhere. This is not about being naive or ignoring reality. This is about understanding that your perception creates your reality. Two people can go through the exact same experience and have completely different reactions to it. One person loses their job and sees it as the worst thing that ever happened. They spiral into depression and fear. The other person loses their job and sees it as the universe pushing them towards something better. They see it as an opportunity to finally pursue that dream they've been putting off. Same experience, completely different outcomes, because of how they chose to perceive it. The universe just sent you this message to remind you that you have this power. You have the power to reframe every experience. You have the power to find the gift in every challenge. You have the power to see the opportunity in every obstacle. And when you exercise this power, when you consciously choose to see your life through the lens of faith rather than fear, everything shifts. But I want to go even further with this, because it's not just about changing your thoughts or your perspective. It's about remembering who you really are. You are not just a physical body walking around on this planet. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are a piece of the divine, an expression of the infinite, a spark of the same creative force that brought entire galaxies into existence. And that creative force lives within you. It flows through you. It wants to express itself through you. When you forget this, when you identify only with your physical body and your earthly circumstances, you feel small, you feel limited, you feel powerless. But when you remember the truth of who you are, when you reconnect with that divine spark within you, you realize that you have access to unlimited creativity, unlimited wisdom, unlimited power. Not power over other people, but power to create your life, power to overcome any obstacle, power to manifest your dreams. And the universe is constantly trying to remind you of this truth. Every time you feel inspired, that's the universe speaking through you. Every time you feel a surge of creativity or passion or excitement about something, that's the universe saying, yes, this is the direction. This is what you came here to do. Every time you feel love, joy, peace, gratitude, you're connecting with your true nature, with the divine essence that you are. So the message the universe is sending you right now is this. Stop playing small. Stop dimming your light. Stop waiting for permission from other people to be who you really are. Stop apologizing for your gifts, your talents, your dreams. Stop letting fear or doubt or other people's opinions hold you back. You came here to shine. You came here to express the fullness of who you are. You came here to make a difference in the world in your own unique way. And I know that might sound overwhelming. You might be thinking, but I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and that's okay. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. The universe doesn't expect you to know every step of the path before you take the first step. All you need to do is listen to what calls to you. What makes you feel alive? What would you do even if you weren't paid for it? What issues or causes make your heart beat faster? What activities make you lose track of time because you're so absorbed in them? Those are clues. Those are breadcrumbs the universe is leaving for you to follow. And then you take one small step in that direction. Just one step. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow or make some huge, dramatic change. You just have to move in the direction of what calls to you. Maybe you take a class. Maybe you start a side project. Maybe you volunteer for an organization that aligns with your values. Maybe you have a conversation with someone who's doing what you want to do. And then you take another step and another. And as you move forward, the path becomes clearer, doors open, opportunities appear, the right people show up, because the universe rewards action. It rewards courage. It rewards faith. But here's what you need to know. As you move toward your purpose, as you step into who you're meant to be, you will face resistance. Things will come up to challenge you. Your old fears and doubts will rear their heads. People in your life might not understand or support what you're doing. You might experience setbacks or obstacles. And this is where most people give up. They take this resistance as a sign that they're on the wrong path, that they should turn back, that they should play it safe. But the resistance isn't a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a sign that you're on the right path. It's a sign that you're growing, that you're stretching beyond your comfort zone, that you're becoming someone new. And that old part of you, that part that's comfortable with the way things have always been, it's going to resist that change. It's going to try to pull you back to what's familiar, even if what's familiar isn't serving you. This is the moment where you have to trust the message the universe is sending you. This is the moment where you have to have faith that you're being guided, that you're being supported, that you're on the right track even when it doesn't feel like it. This is the moment where you have to remember that every great achievement, every significant transformation, every meaningful contribution that anyone has ever made required them to push through resistance, to face their fears, to keep going when things got difficult. And you know what? You're stronger than you think you are. You've already overcome so much in your life. Think about all the challenges you've faced, all the difficulties you've survived, all the times you thought you couldn't go on, but you did. You have resilience within you. You have courage within you. You have strength within you that you haven't even tapped into yet. And the universe knows this. The universe is calling forth those qualities in you right now. It's saying, you're ready, you're capable, you can do this. Let me tell you something else. You don't have to do this alone. The universe sends you help in many forms. Sometimes it's a friend who believes in you when you don't believe in yourself. Sometimes it's a mentor who shows you the way. Sometimes it's a book that contains the exact information you need. Sometimes it's a complete stranger who says something that shifts your entire perspective. Sometimes it's a moment of clarity, an insight, a breakthrough that seems to come out of nowhere. But it doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes from the universe, from that infinite intelligence that's always working on your behalf. All you have to do is be open to receiving that help. All you have to do is ask for it. The universe responds to your requests. It responds to your prayers. It responds to your intentions. But you have to be clear about what you want. You have to be willing to receive it. And you have to be willing to take action when the opportunity presents itself. So many people pray for help. They ask the universe for guidance. And then when the help shows up, they don't recognize it. Or they think, that can't be the answer. That's too simple. That's not what I expected. But the universe doesn't always answer your prayers in the way you think it should. It answers them in the way that serves your highest good. Sometimes the answer comes in a form you didn't expect. Sometimes it requires you to do something uncomfortable or unfamiliar. Sometimes it asks you to trust even when you don't have all the information. This is where faith comes in. Faith is not about being certain. Faith is about trusting even when you're not certain. Faith is about taking the next step even when you can't see the whole staircase. Faith is about believing that the universe has a plan for you that's bigger and better than anything you could plan for yourself. And when you live with this kind of faith, when you move through life trusting that you're being guided and supported, something magical happens. Life becomes easier. Not because you don't face challenges, but because you face them with a different energy. You face them knowing that you're not alone, that you have the entire universe backing you up. And let me tell you what else happens when you align yourself with the universe. When you start living from your purpose, when you start expressing your true self, you become a light for other people. You become an inspiration. You give other people permission to do the same. Because when people see you living authentically, when they see you following your dreams despite the obstacles, when they see you trusting the universe and having it work out for you, it awakens something in them. It reminds them that they can do it too. It shows them that it's possible. This is one of the most beautiful aspects of living in alignment with the universe. You're not just transforming your own life, you're contributing to the transformation of the world. Because every person who wakes up, who steps into their purpose, who starts expressing their gifts, raises the vibration of the entire planet. Every person who chooses love over fear, faith over doubt, trust over control, makes it easier for the next person to do the same. We're all connected. We're all part of this vast web of consciousness. And when one of us rises, we help lift everyone else. So the message the universe is sending you right now is not just about you. It's about everyone whose life you're going to touch. It's about everyone you're going to inspire. It's about everyone who's going to be helped by your gifts, your talents, your unique contribution to the world. The universe didn't send you here just to take up space. It sent you here with a mission. And that mission is important. It matters. You matter. I don't care what anyone has ever told you. I don't care if someone said you weren't smart enough, or talented enough, or special enough. I don't care if you failed 100 times. I don't care if you're starting late or if you feel like you've wasted years of your life. None of that changes the truth of who you are. None of that changes the fact that you have something valuable to offer. None of that changes the fact that the universe has been preparing you, training you, molding you for this exact moment. Every experience you've had, good and bad, has given you wisdom. Every person you've met has taught you something. Every challenge you've overcome has made you stronger. Every tear you've cried has opened your heart. Every moment of joy has shown you what's possible. Every time you've gotten back up after falling down has proven your resilience. And now, all of that experience, all of that wisdom, all of that strength, it's time to use it. It's time to step forward. It's time to claim the life that's waiting for you. The universe is not asking you to be perfect. It's not asking you to have all the answers. It's not asking you to do everything right. It's simply asking you to be willing to grow, to be willing to learn, to be willing to try, to be willing to fail and try again, to be willing to show up as your authentic self, flaws and all, because that's where the real power is. That's where the real magic happens. Not in perfection, but in authenticity. Not in having it all figured out, but in being willing to figure it out as you go. And here's something I want you to really understand. The universe doesn't measure your worth by what you achieve. It doesn't measure your worth by how much money you make or how successful you are in the eyes of the world. The universe measures your worth by the love you give, by the kindness you show, by the joy you spread, by the authenticity you bring to every moment. You are already worthy. You always have been. You always will be. You don't have to earn the universe's love or support. You already have it. You've always had it. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. If you've been waiting for permission, consider it granted. If you've been waiting for the perfect time, I'm here to tell you that the perfect time is now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel more ready or more prepared or more confident. Now, because you're as ready as you're ever going to be. You have everything you need right now to take the next step. You might not have everything you need to complete the whole journey, but you have everything you need for this moment. And that's all life ever asks of you. To be present in this moment and to do what you can with what you have. The universe just sent you this exact message because it knows you're capable of so much more than you've been settling for. It knows you have gifts that are lying dormant inside of you, waiting to be expressed. It knows you have dreams that you've pushed down, convinced yourself were impossible, told yourself it's too late for, but it's not too late. It's never too late. As long as you're breathing, as long as you're alive, you have time to become who you were meant to be. You have time to do what you came here to do. And let me tell you what happens when you finally say yes to the universe's call, when you finally stop resisting and start allowing, when you finally stop doubting and start trusting, when you finally stop playing small and start showing up fully. Life opens up in ways you cannot possibly anticipate right now. Miracles become normal. Synchronicities become everyday occurrences. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. People appear who are perfectly aligned with your path. Resources show up exactly when you need them. And you look back at your old life and you can't believe you waited so long to make the leap. But the most beautiful thing that happens is not external. It's internal. You feel free. You feel alive. You feel like you're finally being yourself instead of pretending to be someone you're not. You feel connected to something larger than yourself. You feel purposeful. You feel like your life has meaning. And that feeling, that sense of alignment, that experience of flowing with life instead of fighting against it, that's what you've been searching for all along. That's what you've been hungry for. That's what's been missing. The universe knows this. The universe knows exactly what you need, and it's been trying to give it to you all along. But you have to be open to receive it. You have to be willing to let go of the old to make room for the new. You have to be willing to release the beliefs and patterns and relationships and situations that are no longer serving you, even if they're comfortable, even if they're familiar, even if letting go feels scary. Because here's the truth. What you're holding on to is taking up the space that's meant for something better. That job you hate is taking up the space that's meant for work you love. That relationship that drains you is taking up the space that's meant for a relationship that uplifts you. Those beliefs that limit you are taking up the space that's meant for beliefs that empower you. And the universe can't bring you the new until you release the old. It's like trying to fill a cup that's already full. You have to pour out what's there to make room for what's coming. This is why sometimes the universe has to shake things up in your life. This is why sometimes things have to fall apart. Not to hurt you, but to set you free. Not to punish you, but to redirect you. Not to take something away from you, but to make room for something better. And if you're in one of those shaking up periods right now, if things feel chaotic or uncertain or unstable, I want you to know that this is not the end. This is the beginning. This is the universe clearing the path. This is the universe making room for your next chapter. So instead of resisting the change, instead of clinging to what's falling away, try loosening your grip. Try trusting the process. Try saying to the universe, I don't understand why this is happening, but I trust that you know what you're doing. I trust that you're working for my highest good. I trust that something better is coming. And then watch what happens. Watch how the universe responds to your trust. Watch how doors start opening. Watch how new opportunities start appearing. Watch how your life starts reorganizing itself in ways that serve you better. The universe just sent you this exact message because it wants you to know that you're not a victim of life. You're a creator of life. You're not at the mercy of circumstances. You have the power to change your circumstances. You're not stuck. You're in a process. You're not broken. You're becoming. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. You're not alone. You're surrounded by infinite love and support. And I want to leave you with this. Every single day when you wake up, before you check your phone, before you jump into your to-do list, before you start thinking about all your problems and worries, take a moment. Take a moment to remember who you really are. Take a moment to connect with that divine spark within you. Take a moment to feel the presence of the universe supporting you. Take a moment to set your intention for the day. Not what you're going to do, but who you're going to be. Are you going to be fearful or faithful? Are you going to be contracted or expansive? Are you going to be resistant or flowing? Are you going to be separate or connected? And then carry that awareness with you throughout your day. When challenges arise, and they will, remember that the universe is working through those challenges to teach you something, to strengthen you, to redirect you. When opportunities appear, and they will, remember that the universe is responding to your intention, to your faith, to your willingness. When you feel doubt creeping in, and it will, remember that doubt is just old programming, just fear trying to keep you safe by keeping you small. Remember the truth of who you are and what you came here to do. The universe just sent you this exact message, not by accident, not by chance, but by divine design. You needed to hear this today. You needed to be reminded of your power, your purpose, your worth. You needed to know that you're not alone, that you're being guided, that you're being supported. You needed to know that it's time. Time to stop waiting. Time to stop doubting. Time to stop playing small. Time to step into the fullness of who you are. So take this message into your heart. Let it sink into every cell of your being. Let it transform the way you see yourself and your life. Let it give you the courage to take that next step, to make that change, to follow that calling. Let it remind you that you are a miracle, that your life is a gift, that you have something unique and valuable to offer this world. Let it awaken that sleeping giant within you, that authentic self that's been waiting for you to finally let it out. The universe is on your side. Always has been. Always will be. Now it's time for you to get on your own side. It's time for you to believe in yourself the way the universe believes in you. It's time for you to see yourself the way the universe sees you. It's time for you to step into your greatness, to claim your power, to live your purpose. The universe just sent you this exact message. Now what are you going to do with it?